It's a big job.
No. So you want me to go out there, you want me to run this call, it's a bunch of work and a bunch of money or whatever, but it's also a bunch of taxes, and you're gonna have people out there helping me, watch me, do what I do, and then you want me to get it done faster so I make even more money, and then I have to, take another call because now I'm done by Thursday or something?
What else are you going to be doing instead here, Steve? This is the job, man.
You got any odor smells or anything like that on there? Like maybe like in a different, maybe just... Why does on-call suck? Well, look, here's the thing. Most companies that do on-call 24/7 after hours, they don't treat it the same way they do during normal hours. They have a full staff and they have a full support system if someone calls between 8 and 5. But then after hours, they don't have a CSR, they don't have a supply staff, they don't have a lot of other things, and they want to go out and charge the same rates to the customer, if not even more, because they're doing after hours work. If you want to charge more and do on-call, then provide more service after hours. If you can't provide at least the same service that you provide during the day after hours, then you shouldn't do it. Think of it like an emergency room. Not every doctor is open after hours, but emergency rooms have a full staff after hours. Be an emergency room or be a doctor. But you gotta pick one and make sure that whatever you pick, you can service to the full. There's no plumbers to hire. There's still a lot of plumbers that don't work for you working in your city. You're just not known enough. And so everybody tries to be just known enough because you don't want to overspend your marketing. And he goes, well, what do you do with all the money you spend on leads that you can't get to? And I'm like, well, what do you do with all the money you don't make when you're slow? See how this goes both ways? So I would rather spend a couple extra thousand every month and waste it and be known and have leads and momentum and be moving forward and I can hire into than to have that day, just one day when I'm slow. It'll be a couple grand in revenue off of one truck that we don't get.
It's that time again!
You've now entered the No Sales Zone.
No Sales Zone.
Where Chris Fresh,
the plumbing sales coach,
peels back the curtain of what sales really is. Buckle up, and get ready to learn how to increase ticket average by providing better service. And now, your host,
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
CF,
the plumbing sales coach.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Fresh Approach. I'm your host, CF, the plumbing sales coach, and we're really in the middle of this topic that we've been talking about now for the last couple of days, I guess weeks, maybe the last week or two, and it's how to cook in sales. And tonight we're diving deep into that, and I cannot wait to unpack this with you. But first, what's up? Welcome to the show. How are you doing? Where are you at? Are you frozen? Are you frozen? It is cold out there. What up, Fresh? Anytime in the house. Anytime plumbing out of Santa Fe. As you guys can tell, tonight I'm wearing Drippy, Mr. Drippy. We got Serve. This is Mr. Drippy's hat. They got little Mr. Drippy right here. They got the Mr. Drippy logo. In fact, I got another hat right here. This is their original. This is like old school. Not too many people have one of these. What's up? Patrick Leonard in the house, the owner of Mr. Drippy, and they wear that motto of serve. They wear it like a badge of honor, and I love it. I watch them grow every single day. They're killing it. Fresh team, greetings, Central PA. One Tom Plummer in the house. We got Johnstown, Altoona State College. State College, that's beautiful there. Who's been to State College? That's beautiful. Rolling through the hills of the piney trees. I don't really know how that goes, but I know Penn State be talking about something like that. But you only hear it when you win, and, well, we don't hear much from them. Shauna Dobbs, what up? Shauna. Thank you for the stars, Shauna. What's up? Good to see you on here. Out of Mr. Potty. In fact, we got Mr. Potty close. It's close. I know it's close. Oh, it's right here. Oh, you're right here. Mr. Potty in the house. Mr. Potty in the house. Chicago here in nonstop frozen burst pipes. I bet. It's great. Old plumbing there. Cold plumbing there. Chicago is a frozen parking lot. That's the way I would describe their freeways. Frozen parking lot. So frozen, they say, let's go. Paul's like, we're in Texas, Katy, Texas. It's not frozen here. It's not frozen here. Texas, Dorinda says, it's too cold in here in Texas. All right, Dorinda, you're on YouTube. Paul, you're on Facebook. Same company. What up, y'all? All right, we're going to talk about how to cook in sales. Tonight we're going to break down, if you go back to the very first episode where we did this, I think it was episode 2 when we brought the show back, we started breaking down this 6-week series, or this six-part series, how to cook in sales. And we kind of thought about it like cooking, right? And so you got ingredients. And so the first week we went through the 3 ingredients, right? Like what are the 3 ingredients of sales? And we talked about relationship, diagnosing, and value stacking. And we broke that down. And then last week on Thursday, we talked about relationships and how to make relationships. The ICE method: identify, connect, engage. Something you have in common with them. Identify, connect, engage them in a story or memory or something to let them know that you're not just a service plumber. You don't just work for Mr. Drippy Plumbing. That you're actually maybe a father or a parent in the neighborhood, or maybe you're a whatever it is, right? And so you make these connections. Phoenix, Arizona. And tonight we're going to talk about diagnosing. Trevor's like, here, loving it. He's like, it's a brisk 68. Paul says, we don't freeze. Brother, you have froze like 4 years in a row now since I've known you. I think you guys freeze now. Yo, Vince Heilman in the house. Vince, I did you dirty, dog. I owe you one. I'm so sorry. Vince and Home Heroes Plumbing and Heating and Air out of Anderson, Indiana. If you're from that area, you know who they are. They're famous. They're wild. Ashley and Vince. Ashley's actually the wild. Vince is the stable. They're crazy, y'all. But they're out there doing it big. And they did my double tankless in my house with my softener and everything. And Kevin Ray Hummel is the one that Kevin did the tankless. He's all about steady. He loves balanced, even pipes. But anyways, he scribbled on the little service card. So when I made the post tonight, I took a picture of that, and he got made fun of for his scribbling. But tonight we're going to talk about diagnosing, and we're going to I think that correlates because we're going to talk about how really plumbers are a lot like doctors, and Kevin writes like a doctor. Kevin has the writing of a doctor. He's got the bedside manner. We've got somebody in the background that's over there dying, coughing, one of our producers. But we've got Kevin he's got great bedside manners though. He's a great plumber. He's a great service plumber. Indianapolis in the house. Frozen in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dude, let me tell you, the only thing I ever know about Charlotte, North Carolina is you typically fly through there if you're on American, and there's always going to be a layover. And somehow you're going to get hosed. All right, what else we got? All right, we're going to talk about the diagnosing tonight. We're going to talk about diagnosing, but really quick before I get into this, tonight we're doing our first giveaway. Giveaway time for the show. What? Time to make some money. We're going to give away some money. We're going to give away some gift cards. We're going to give away some gear. I don't know if you guys want one of these. I got other. What else I got, guys? That's all we got. I'm just going to have to give you cash tonight. No, we'll send you some stuff. We got merch packs. We got gear. We got shirts. We got wristbands. Always be serving in a couple different colors. Freezing in New Mexico. Yeah, I was kind of, when I went through New Mexico, I didn't realize there was such a mountainous area. It's beautiful there. Mountainous. Kevin Ray Hummel. Mountainous. Chesco Plumbing, Southeast PA. Okay. Southeast PA, you're in the mountains. Dude, that's like, technically, isn't that like where the Appalachian, is that where that all starts? Southeast PA? I don't know, TikTok says you don't want to be there at night in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know what that's all about. The Appalachian people will get you. Anytime. Plumbing in the house. Okay, we're going to talk about diagnosing. Here's kind of like the most obvious thing. And I want you to realize something. We're talking about how to cook in sales. Okay, so diagnosing. And it's like, is it really sales? I don't think it is. I think it's service. I think if we follow this process and we take our customers along the journey and we discover what's going on in the home, and we don't try to get customers to do anything, we don't try to talk them into anything, the sales are going to naturally happen. People need things fixed. Like they already had a problem before they even called. So in service plumbing, it's not really sales. You don't really need to sell anything. But I do think, just like when a patient goes to the hospital, I do think that a lot of times we're looking at symptoms. Now, I put something out on the internet not that long ago, and I got railed. I got railed because people were like, oh, I said customers shouldn't be diagnosing. If you're a plumber and you're letting customers diagnose for you, then you're just a glorified installer. And I mean, I got killed for that. I mean, I was like, what? What how we debating? But they hear what I don't say. They add to it, then whatever, and people just get emotional about it. But when you really think about what I'm saying, I'm just saying, figure out like why it broke. What's so wrong with that? Why wouldn't we want to know that? And how many of our customers actually know why it broke? Let me do this for me. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're like, you agree with me 100%. Ain't no way customers truly know how to diagnose. They're able to observe. Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I know they can see that their fill valve broke. And then someone will be like, well, if they drop their toilet carrying up the stairs, they know why it broke. Okay, fair. But how many calls are we getting for that? How many calls are we getting for that? Correct, YouTube is better, she said. So what ends up happening is people call us because they see the symptom. Your elbow hurts. You know, there's so many times when we go to the doctor, we think it's for this, but it's really for that. We don't go in for that, but we find out it was that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know my meniscus is tore. I just know my knee hurts. I don't know that I'm having clogged arteries. I just know that I get dizzy when I stand up too fast, or I'm out of shape. Look, there's also misdiagnosing. There's a lot of things I think the doctor should fix that a gym would take care of for me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like 10 years ago, I drove one night, kissed my wife goodbye, thinking this could be the last time I was going to see her. I'm not even kidding. I drove straight to the hospital. Drove myself because I'm a man. Champion. Dominator. I'll die on my own terms. Not really. We were broke. It was actually maybe about 15 years ago. We were kind of broke, and we had like 5 or 6 kids. So someone had to stay home. So I drove myself to the hospital. But I thought I was having a heart attack. No joke, thought I was having a heart attack. What I was having was acid reflux. And after a really long story and about 4 hours of being bullied by doctors and humiliated and made fun of, we found out that I just need to eat better. I went in, I was like, hey, just cut me right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your thing. Just take that heart out. I'm sure you got another one in the back. Give me a good one. I want an upgraded model. I got insurance. Bro, those videos went viral. More just like that. Oh, Trevor, you want the funny ones? They're coming. They're coming back. They're coming back. I got a twin brother that's really funny. He does those videos. He's been out on leave. Joey Cox, what's up, brother? Yeah, a lot of you agree. Customers they can't diagnose. They can see what's wrong. They can observe, but they can't diagnose. In fact, just like the doctor needs you to tell them what you experienced, the customer needs to tell you what they experienced. They're a part of the equation. They're a part of the diagnosing more than you might think. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. But at the end of the day, they can't diagnose. They don't have the proper equipment. You're telling me you can tell me why the sewer line's backed up without running a camera? I mean, you might have some experience. You might have some guesses. You might even be really good at it, but you can't confirm it without a camera. Customers don't call just to hang out. Mine do, dog. Mine are like, hey, my plumbing's working great, but just seeing what's up. You want to swing by at noon? And I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing 3 options. They're like, all right, meet me at the back door. Customers don't, I'm joking, everyone. I don't know. Some people, they take me serious. Customers don't just call to hang out. It's because they have issues. Yeah, diagnose what happened. I couldn't agree more. Shouldn't take long. It's just a small job. Just give me this one. Hey, I got a video talking about I'm the customer, and I'm like, you probably got the part in your pocket. I love that one. The customer's just like, you probably got the part in your truck. Yeah. Yeah, but yet you want to pay the price that you would get if you went to the store. But I brought them all to your house, and there's no value. You don't see the value. Let the plumbing lead to the plumbing. Martin, my man. Martin is a human, everyone. I'm just joking. What's up? I know Martin. Martin's at ME Plumbing down in Seguin, Texas, but Martin's from Canada. He knows the cold. He's down there in Texas. He's probably laughing Hey, let me ask you this, man. When people get cold down there, do you ever go like man, like do you ever just straight up put your chest out a little bit on them? Let them know? Like, bro. When I went to Canada, I was to say Canada, gave away my joke here. But when I was in Canada and I went on a couple calls there, I was there for a shop visit one time. Not actually with Martin, with the different company, Plums Up, right? Somewhere around here. Right here? Yep, right here. Plums Up. And it's like, dude, they got to dig down. In Indianapolis, it's about 2.5 feet deep or more for the freeze line. In Canada, it's like all the way to China. And in Florida, they just lay the garden hose across the ground. Like, they don't even got to bury nothing there. Whoop, whoop. Awesome studio. Thank you, sir. We got a new one coming. Man, we got a whole new thing coming. We just built a massive studio. Oh my gosh, an event center. I can't wait. We just moved in today, Randy. We just moved in today. Mike's a baby about the cold. I know, right, dude? Come on. Stop it. Was there some frost on the grass? It was illegal to go outside here in Indiana for 2 days. Not really. But they did say stay off the roads. And I was like, that's what you're saying is get on the roads. Don't tell me don't, because I'm doing. I say don't not. Can't wait for a tour. A tour? Oh, dude, I'm thinking about starting a rap group. Like, what do you guys think? That's why I've been doing the backwards hat. I'm slowly easing you guys into it. I'm getting you next week. I'm doing this. And do this straight. Like, we're changing headphones, booth, little spilt filter, and I'm rapping for like 30 minutes straight. Freestyle about service plumbing. 4.5 feet deep in Hamilton, Ontario. Yeah, it's deep, man. Y'all are deep out there, Rob. Deep in the street. But then it's like when you guys see the gray area, you're like, this guy's a fraud. This is how I do like youth group with the teens. I'm like, what's up? And then when they're messing around, I'm like, what's up? Like, I switch it real quick on them. I hit them hard right in the face. They don't even see it coming. I call it the switch up. Get it, boy? All right, let's get into the teaching. Diagnosing, step 1. Number 1, here's the thing. Now, if you've been watching, if you're in my training program, please pay attention. I'm going to hit this from a different angle, but we're going to walk through the 3 steps, okay? And the first step is what's broke. And I want you to think about these in phases. In fact, Tyler, our producer, actually said, let's call them phases. I was thinking like steps, trying to figure it out, but phases is the best way to think about it because you're in that phase. You might be all over that home still trying to figure out what's broke. Like, you might be in the home looking for an odor. You might look at everything before you know what's broke. You might, you know what I mean? And so there's different levels to what's broke. Sometimes you walk in, you're like, oh, that's what's broke right there. The thing's spitting water everywhere. And so there's different levels to that. So I've got an image I'm going to show you kind of, we're going to unpack this image as we go through the night. But I want you to look at this image right here and say, okay, what's broke? Well, the toilet's broke. That's obvious. Most of the time the customer is going, by the way, that's a toilet in Australia because the sewer line's coming out the back. That's how they do them there. Maybe some other parts of the world as well. I don't know why that's doing that. That's ChatGPT for you, though. Actually, that's Gemini Pro. Here's a fun little fact. You're going to see images tonight that I made on Gemini Pro. It literally took me 2 minutes. I went to ChatGPT, and I said, I want this image. I want you to make me a script for Gemini. And then I threw it into Gemini and spit out these images. The reason why I show you that is because later on when you see some of these images, you're going to be like, crap, I can show my customers these images. It would make more sense to them what I'm talking about. And you guys these tools are available to you on the job site. Just go out over, Chat, go down to the basement, you're looking at something, go to ChatGPT, take an image, upload it, and be like, hey, I need the customer to understand how this is breaking from the inside, but I need to explain like to a third grader. And can you make it into an image? And it'll be like, it'll be like, boop, 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 magic wand, abracadabra, and then bam. Unlike 3-card money, although it does play 3-card money on you sometimes. You might have to play with it a little bit to get the image you want, but usually you'll get the image you want. Little side tip. But what's broke? What's broke? In this case, it looks like a fill valve. Just got stuck open. Maybe a flapper. I don't. It's probably a fill valve, just in the open position. Came home from a vacation. We didn't really have vacations. We went and saw family, and I got yelled at when I was like 8 or 9. And self-medication. This is how my counselor said to deal with it. They said start a show, get a bunch of people to watch it, and then slip in little things about your childhood, and it'll soothe you. And it does. It does. I cry at sleep. Anyways, all right. So we go to this toilet. We come home, and our whole house is flooded. We got a 1,500-gallon holding tank on a well. We're in the mountains. Flat house. Sorry, not flat house. Can't think of it. Farmhouse. 1 story. And ranch house. That's what I'm trying. I can't think right now. Ranch. 1 story. Place is flooded. Grass growing in the hallway. That can happen. How many of y'all seen that happen? How many of you have seen a $15, a $20 fill valve that your company or you charge $250, $300 for to replace or repair, and it causes $10,000 worth of restoration damage or something wild? Joey, I'm going to be honest. I love where you're going with this. I'm never going to tell anybody not to be more professional, not to be more, top of the line. I'm a little dumb in the home. I don't use all the I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I can't remember to do all this. It's a great point. One thing I would say is, with this is you don't want to say fill valves because the customer may not know what the fill valve is. You probably better off calling it the thingamajigger in there, as long as you're pointing at it and they know what you're talking about, to your point. But you're saying say components and system faults, never name the components. It's again a good point. It's another one, like features, benefits, and all those things. I love it. I had another person say, don't say what did he say? Oh, don't say options, say solutions. Couldn't agree more. But when I'm in the home, I say options. I say choices. I say whatever comes out. For me, it's more of a relationship. Half the time, I take them on this journey I'm gonna show you tonight with diagnosing. And I'm telling them they don't need to do this. They don't need to do that. You don't have to. You don't. I mean, if that's what you want to do, don't get crazy. It's really expensive. Be careful. Holy crap. Sure you want? Well, let me give you some choices so you're not stuck feeling like that's the stuff I swear. Well, let me help you out. If you want to do all that, let me see what I can do for you, because that's a lot of work. I'm not complaining about the work. I'm just letting them know, like, hey, you should probably get a deal on this if you want to do all this. And I'm going to walk you through that tonight. It's funny to me because I get plumbers sometimes. They'll be like, hey, Chris, what do you do when they say, I don't want you to go look at that? And I'm like, I can't even imagine that, because the reason I'm going to look at it is diagnosing. So why wouldn't they want me to diagnose? They do, and they don't shut me down. It's when they think I'm going to look for other things that they can spend money on that they don't let me go through the home. And that's happened too, but it's only in those times. When I'm truly sticking to my own teaching, which I don't, I'm human, but when I do, they let me go through the home. They let me go through as much of the home as needed. Again, if you go back to the first episode of the series, I said there's a couple $1,000s plumbing that needs to be done in every single home already without your customer or you knowing about it. I mean, it's just the reality. It's just the way it is. Should it matter? Some people hold your word. Some people hold your... Look, some people will hold you to everything you promise. Speak their language, not ours. I love that, Sean. That's so true. 13 degrees tonight in the low end, North Carolina. Oh, you all right over there, Chris? That sounds scary. 13 degrees tonight is the low. I don't think we're going to get that high all week. I think it's going to be 10 days below 13 here. It's our high. And that's not the feels like. That's the pretends like. Because in Indiana, the weather is the pretends like temperature. Once you add the 500 gallons of buckets of water to the moisture, then it becomes humidity, and then it's the feels like's negative too. I saw this thing online where these people wrap their cars in plastic bags in like Tennessee or something. I don't know what it was. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying that's dumb. I'm joking. I've never seen it before though, where it actually snows. Wisconsin, -1. That's probably your high, Lucas. I say the Midwest is a wet, cold freezer. I think it's colder. Like if I was going to freeze something and I lived in Wisconsin, I would probably put it outside before I put it in my freezer. It's so cold there. Late but here, Raylene. Okay, so we're talking about this diagnosing. We're talking about this idea of what's broke. Second point the second phase that we're going to talk about tonight is, why is it broke? Now, I want you to think about this for a second. What's broke? Well, the fill valve. Customer oftentimes can see that. Sometimes we can't see that. When the toilet rocks, they don't know the flange is broke, right? They think it's something else. They don't know it's the wax ring. Most people don't even know they have a wax ring. Ask a customer, you ever reset your toilet? And they're like, what? What's a I'm like, it's where you hold the handle down, you lift the lid, you wait 3 seconds, you let it go, it recycles. I'm just joking, like a computer. What's a freezer, Lucas said. We don't need those. When I went to Ecuador doing missions in Quito, they're so high up, they're like 9,800 feet elevation. I think it's the second highest or highest living elevation of community, but they're on the equator, so it's like 65 all the time. It's like 60 to 70. They don't have heaters or ACs. It's cold up there. Okay. When we say, why is it broke? I want you to think about this. If you go to the doctor and your elbow hurts, or if you go to the doctor and your shortness of breath. Or you go to the doctor and you just haven't felt right for a couple weeks. Or you go to the doctor because you can't breathe. Or you go to the doctor because you get shot. What's going to happen? They're going to take your vitals. Every time. Every time. If you go there just because you're 50. Now, I've never been to the doctor because I'm 50. But I have been to the doctor because I'm 40. This year I'm going to the doctor because I'll be 50. So for the 50, 30. 50, 30. See how that works? I got to go back to the doctor. They're going to do all this stuff. I don't even have any problems. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to tell them. I kind of always like, why go to the doctor? I feel like you're fine till you, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people go to the doctor, like, what'd they say? Like, they said I'd die in 6 months. Like, dang, why'd you go, dog? If you didn't go, they wouldn't have known. They wouldn't have, dude, you did do yourself. It's 55. I got to remember. Oh, Mr. Drippy, Mr. Plumber in Atlanta. What up, Atlanta? GA. I'll be in Atlanta. I fly in Sunday night working with Peach Plumbing. Peach Plumbing and Drain. Over in the Buckhead area, kind of. It's 55 in Florida. Hit share and make sure you subscribe. Thanks, Trevor. I like what Trevor's saying. I like what Trevor's got a point. Trevor's got a solid point. Like 2 inches of ice in Fort Worth. People think the world is ending. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Fort Worth, Texas. Larry Stinson. What's up, brother? Larry Stinson's got a podcast talking plumbing. You guys should check him out. Larry Stinson Plumbing. Okay, look, we're talking about this diagnosing, and so I want to go back to this idea of the toilet on the picture that we had before, but we're gonna zoom out a little bit, and you're gonna see what's really going on here is that this toilet is on an iceberg, and there's 3 reasons that are really underneath the underlying issues of what's going on here. We've got what's broke, that's the symptom, that's what they can see, but then the bigger part, the system cause, back to what the see. I said when where is he at here, my man? I was kind of I didn't want to say to I know where is he at? Dang it, Trevor. I think it was Trevor maybe. Who was it that said, don't say Joey. Joey said, Joey, you get Joey, we're getting you a hat, my man. I don't know if you like this kind of hat. I got this kind of hat, and I got a trucker hat. I got both. It's not this one. It's this brand, but it's the trucker. Sam, let me have your hat real quick. We're going to send you this actual hat. This is Sam's. He's worn it a lot. I'm joking. We'll get you a new one, but like that one. Sam's a Bears fan. Don't let that deter your desire to get that hat. Because I agree with you. I didn't want to. You were like ahead of me, though, bro. You can't be getting ahead of me. You're teaching the show. He said he wants the King Rooter hat. Don't I got to. Dang it. Every show, Jeff, we got to get that King. I think it's at the new studio or something. We got to get that. Okay. Texas back in the hizzy, all caps every time. Yeah, man, but put that picture, the picture system cause, like the system, the reason. Water pressure, water condition, age of plumbing, why did that fill valve break? Fill valves don't break. They don't just break. I mean, they do, but they don't, man. They last a long time unless they're janky. A little janky stank. I mean, if they're janky, yeah, then, repair it. But maybe they want to. Maybe they don't want to go to the bathroom on a Kia. Maybe they don't want to go to the bathroom on a Hyundai Elantra from 2006. Dang, anytime showing up tonight. Look at y'all, bro. Represizat, Ronnie Rizat. Oh, somebody tell me what movie that's from. Represizat, Ronnie Rizat. If you can tell me what movie that's from, first one too. You better. Our schools were closed yesterday for 28 degrees. 28 degrees? That's a heat wave right now. Ronnie Rizat. I'm going to call you Oprah. Like a mix between. It's another hint. Who knows what movie I'm talking about? Man, I got a $25 Visa gift card on that movie right there. I got a $25 Visa. I got your... Used to be lunch for a week. Now it's lunch for a half hour. But $25 won't go as far. But I got a $25 Visa gift card for you if you could tell me what movie that's from. Ronnie Rizat. Represizat. Ronnie Rizat. All right. Why? Okay, this is why. And I'm going to get a little kind of like irritated right now. Not with you guys, just with the industry. My man Miguel. Dude, Miguel and I ran a call. Dude, like the house was caving in. Not really, but the kitchen sink really legitimately was sinking in. And she had issues. Man, it was so crazy, dude. She had other plumbers in there. I mean, I kind of felt bad because she needed a lot. She needed a lot. Bad Boys 2. And it wasn't Bad Boys 2. Malibu's Most Wanted. What's up, Gusto? Good to see you. Chuck in the house. Thurgood Plumbing representing back in my old stomping grounds. They're in Clearfield, Roy / Ogden / Kaysville / No, they're in Clearfield. Utah. That's when I went to high school my senior year. Dude, I got arrested by some of the coolest. I mean, I was in Utah. I was young, different. I mean, we all have a background. I got family on here right now. They're probably like, yeah, let me tell you about this dude. Raylene's on here. Raylene's my niece, in case everyone. I see Raylene on here. I love her. She's great. She's on here. She's a killer salesperson, though. She's a killer. She's a killer. No, Raylene, you were late to the show. Now you're late to the answer. It was Malibu's Most Wanted. Jamie Kennedy. How do I get one of those killer Mr. Drippy hats? Okay, no, we're doing plumbing sales coach hats, okay? Forget Mr. Drippy. They're not. I'm just joking. I don't know. You got to reach out to Mr. Drippy. They're in Birmingham, Alabama. I'll tell you how you get one of their hats. Go work for them. See what I did? Mr. Drippy, I got you. No, they're worth it. B-Rad. Yeah, B-Rad. Shauna. If I could speak. What are you talking about? People being late? Don't. This is my show, Raylene. Enough. You've had enough airtime. From the Boo. Yeah, dude. From the Boo. Dan over on YouTube. Oh, this is good. Okay, look. Why is it broke? Like, what's causing this bigger issue? Is it the age of the plumbing? And look, when we do this, I think a lot of times, like, we really struggle here. And I want to flip this to another point. The reason that you're out there is because of the symptom of what's broke. Why it broke is this underlying issue that caused the symptom. Same thing with the customer. If you're diagnosing the customer, let me explain. This is, if you don't get anything else from the show tonight, get this. Get this right here. If you've been in my program, Miguel, I know you've been in the program for like 3 or 4 years. You've been on the tech side. We've ran calls together even. You've been around for a long time. You've heard me talk about this a million different ways from Sunday. But if you don't get anything ever again, get this one thing. The customer called you out there because the faucet's dripping, the toilet's running, the whatever. But the why behind that is usually never, in fact, always never about plumbing. Let me demonstrate. Customer's got a leaking faucet. We take water pressure. We find out the water pressure is 85 pounds of pressure, and that could be the culprit behind the faucet dripping. So I ask her some questions about the faucet. Hey, how old's the faucet? How long you've had this faucet? You like the faucet? She's like, I don't really like the faucet, but it is what it is, kitchen faucet. So then I get talking to her a little bit more, and she's like, I'm like, yeah, well, how long has this been going on? She's like, oh, it's been probably dripping for like the last 2 months. I mean, just out of curiosity, I'm going to want to know what made today the magical day. Like, okay. So it's been going on for 2 months. Were we booked? Were we full? Could you not get on the schedule? You've been out of town? Like, why'd you wait 2 months? Who would wait 2 months? And if you wait 2 months, why not 4 months? Like, what's different? And she goes, oh, I got family coming into town. I was like, oh, you're not buying a drippy faucet. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want people to think you got broke stuff. Or you don't want people to think that. And I start to uncover the real reason why I'm out there. You don't get anything else. They ain't buying plumbing. If they were buying plumbing, the plumbing supply stores would be as big as the Walmart stores. They're not buying plumbing. You're buying plumbing. You're buying plumbing. You're buying problem. They're buying solutions. You're solving solutions with plumbing. They're not buying plumbing. They are not buying plumbing. Okay. Why? So many layers to this, like an onion right here. But I'm not gonna cry. But it's like a lot of layers to this. Okay. I'm over here like I don't even care. I'm on the internet on the show. I'm just over here like pulling my hair. I don't even care what you think about how I look right now, because like, man, this is such a big deal. If you get this right here, you don't have to get good at sales. You don't. You just don't. Like, you can get really good at convincing people. Grant Cardone's got a whole, he's coming into, hey, good news. Grant Cardone's coming to the home trades. Yay. I'm going to talk about old people getting ripped off. He'll be the one to help them. He'll be the one to help people do it. They say, don't talk bad about your competitors. I'm not. He's not a competitor. He's just a clown. I mean, I'm not saying he's a clown. I'm saying that what he teaches is similar to what would be taught at a clown school. That would, by default, make him a professional clown. So he's a clown. I'm not calling him a clown. You guys get it. I'm actually complimenting him. He's a professional clown. Professional. Could be pressure fluctuating. Yeah. Could be so many different things underlying why that happens. I mean, it could be. How many of you have seen this? This was a weird one. I was in Atlanta running a call for Peach. So the guy that's on here from Atlanta, I was over in Buckhead. I was over in Buckhead. We'll call it just south of Sandy Springs and all that, but just right down there in the main heart of Buckhead. And I was in a home, big home. And I was going, there's like 6-bathroom home. These are big, he knows, these are huge homes. These are expensive homes. So I'm going through this home, and the customer's got a drippy faucet, but the faucet's only 3 years old, and this faucet's like $1,400 from the supply shop. This, I don't even remember what the brand was, some custom brand, something. She's got this faucet that's dripping, and then she's got a sprayer, same exact kind of faucet. She got a sprayer in a mudroom sink that's dripping. So I was like, well, she needed a new sprayer, and the faucet was cracked, so she needed a new faucet. And I was like, man, what in the heck? Is a lot of, like, it felt like a lot of pressure. So then I'm asking her questions, like, you ever had any other issues? She's like, well, yeah, we already had the shower that was dripping, and so we go through that. She's like, but we fixed the shower head. And I'm like, well, it's not the shower head, it's the cartridge. So we're talking about all that. She's like, yeah, you're right, the guy replaced the cartridge or something. So we get into all that, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy. They've only lived here for a few years. The home's only like 12 years old. There's a lot of, like, little leaks, little drips. I was like, you probably got a pressure issue. So how many of you are tracking with me right now? Like, yeah, she probably has they probably have a pressure issue. And here was something really funny. Drop me some hearts or likes or actually put a 2 in the comments. That way I know, because I can see the numbers. Put a 2 in the comments if you're like, yeah, I totally get it. Water pressure issue sounds like a water pressure is what I would be thinking. So I started to ask questions, checking other things. I'm just kind of like, what's it connected to? I'm checking the shutoffs and all that. And yep. You're saying, yeah, everyone's giving, okay, thumbs up. So, yeah, we all thinking pressure. So I'm asking, so the husband shows up. And by the way, I'm there for a leaking faucet in the kitchen, but now we're coming down the stairs from the master bathroom. And this is like a 2 different staircase house. And it's massive. This house has to be like easily like maybe 7,000 or 8,000 square feet. It's big. And I'm like, man, let's take the pressure. So we take the pressure 60 pounds. But before I take the pressure, the husband comes home. He's coming up the stairs, and I'm kind of like starting to explain, like, okay, I'm not trying to go through your house and sell you a bunch of stuff. I'm just trying to. So the way I did that in my head, I'm thinking that in my head, by the way. I didn't say it out loud. But what I was thinking was like, hey, your wife had mentioned that, or whatever her name was. I said, hey, she mentioned that you guys had a drippy faucet in the shower, and I was just seeing if they were connected to the drippy faucet in the sink. He's like, well, now you mention it. He's like, I got something that's weird. He goes, our water bill has only been $10 a month since we moved in. They've been there for a year. And he's like, and he's like, you're not going to tell them, are you? And I was like, I'm not friends with the water company. Like, dude, I'm not the police. I'm not going to tell on you. I want to know how you're doing it, sir. Actually, I could probably use that information and sell that on the internet. So I'm like, hey, what, well, I said, that's weird. So in my mind, my brain kind of was thinking about it wrong. And I immediately thought, he's got a major water leak somewhere. And I'm thinking no pressure, water bill's off, but the water bill wasn't high, it was low, and it just kind of threw me off. So anyways, none of it makes sense. So finally, I'm like, do you have any other plumbing? And this is like, I'm in this house for like 30, 40 minutes. I'm like, do you have any other plumbing? And they're like, yeah, we got by the pool. So I go, I'm in the basement. I look out this big window, and I look out by the pool, and boom, I see a well tank. I see a well. I see all this stuff. I go look at the well pressure. The well pressure is sitting at 150 pounds. This well tank was ready to just bust. And I was like, oh, it is a pressure issue. I don't find that if I just replace the faucet or repair the faucet. I don't find that unless I'm extremely curious. I don't find that. Look, you can be better than me. You can be a better diagnoser than me. You can be a better, whatever. That's fine. Cool, whatever. You probably are. Me personally, though, I couldn't find that unless I was curious enough to go find that. Yeah, I took it on the front and back hose bib, Miguel. They were both reading 60 because here's what I found out. It was $10 a month because their irrigation system was broke and they weren't using their irrigation system. It never used their irrigation system. And the city water was only sourcing. Sorry, the only thing that was using the city water was the irrigation system. So that explains everything. Everything was fine over there. They just weren't using it. There was a problem with the little control panel, so their bill was only $10 a month. All that got explained away. But I was somewhere else, and I had to keep tracking that down until I finally figured out that there was a separate system sourcing the house. I went down to the basement, and when I went in the basement, I had found a couple old water heaters. I found a was it an Aqua Pure? Oh gosh, what was it? It was the 8 canister filtration system, the pressurized tank. Took that out. They were like disgusted by what those canisters look like, and I was like, well, I can get. So in one of my options, I had new canisters in there. In my third option, I also did have a new system in there, and since we were doing everything else now, new pressure tank, new everything because they needed all this stuff. We may have offered up replacing the water heaters. They were both 12 years old. They're the age of the home, 10 years old, whatever the home was. Say, hey, now would be a good time if you want to take advantage of maybe a wholesale price on those since we're doing all this other work. They went with option 3. But I don't get there unless I know what I'm talking about. I know stuff don't just break. Stuff don't just break. And Miguel, just since he's on here, look at all the 2s. Yeah, we all would have thought it was pressure. And it was pressure with a curveball. It was a curveball. It was a pressure curveball. It was a pressure cooker. I felt like I was in a pressure cooker at one point. And then the guy goes, he goes, I'll tell you what, man, I don't mind getting a new softener system, but not if it's like $4,000 or something crazy. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be something crazy. Good old option 3, ring the bell, ding, ding, ding. We got a winner. All right, guys, we're up to 50 people. I'll tell you what, we get to 60 tonight. You're only going to do that by inviting friends and commenting. But let's throw a $50 gift card out there. We get to 60 viewers. I don't care. It could be between the two. Right now we got 50. We're at 35 on Facebook. Facebook's holding it down. YouTube, you're at 14. Here's what I'll do. We need about 10 more viewers. So if I get more than 5 more viewers from YouTube than I do Facebook, I will double those entries, baby. I will double those entries. We're going to go down the list, see who's commenting, see who's tagging people, and we are going to drop a $50 gift card before this show ends. Don't let me forget. I'm going to try to forget because I want to give up $50. No, I'm joking. I want you to have it. All right, we're getting close. Pay attention to the counts. Tag your friends. Hit that share button. Let them know. $39.99.99. That's funny, Trevor. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this idea. And remember, everything we teach, really, I make jokes. We talk about things, but here's what I know: if people understand what you understand about their plumbing, it's not that they're getting sold. They'll want to buy it. People fix their car. They put how many of you have been next to a car that's worth less than the rims? How many of you have been next to a car the stereo system is worth more than the car? Wear the customer like a backpack. When you see it, educate them, and it will sell itself. Absolutely right. Yeah, Raylene. I know King Root. Yeah. I've owned a few of those. Pressures in the South for real, yeah. He says, I don't go to many pressure issues in the South. But you'd probably have water condition issues. And you probably have age of plumbing issues. And if you start thinking about, like, why is it broke? And you get into this third point I want to make tonight. And there's a kind of a secret fourth tip. Now, really quick, I want to make sure that you guys all subscribe to the show. I need to make sure we're doing that. Subscribe to the show. Type the word subscribe. And let's make sure that you guys get subscribed. You just get alerts. We don't harass you through your messenger. I think on YouTube you can just subscribe. You'll get an alert when we go live. You won't have to miss another show. We'll do giveaways. We'll do fun stuff. We'll do it all. But he said everyone. Rich says, that's my car. Gene Shorts asking all the team to jump on. He's on YouTube. Gene's representing YouTube. Halo 5. Halo. Shout out Anytime Plumbing. Lisa says subscribe. Yeah, get subscribed. Get subscribe. Subscribe. Okay, this third point. Okay, and I'm going to make a secret point here in a minute. So don't click off after this third point. I really do got a fourth point, but you'll see how it all works. But let's back out of that a little bit more. And let's think about this. What's it connected to? And I want you to see this image we have for you. You know, if I'm going to work on a toilet, this fill valve that's running or whatever the situation is with the fixture, if I'm going to work on this toilet, I got to shut water off to it. No matter what the customer has me do, whether they have me repair it, replace it, if they want to think about it, they just want a price. It doesn't matter. At some point, if I do the work, I got to shut water off to this. And one thing I can't stand is the mechanic tactic. And I know it's not always the mechanic's fault, but there is a reality that mechanics are notorious for calling you and saying one more thing, and then 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 one. You know, hey, we fixed this, but we found this. We fixed that, but then we found this. And a lot of times, because your car works in a series, and there's not a lot you can do. I bet that happens a lot in HVAC. And I get that. Ooh, we're up to 55. We need 5 more for a $50 Visa gift card giveaway. I want to do it so bad. Oh, we're at 54 now. I said giveaway, and they're like, oh, no way. You're not going to get me like that. I'm not taking your free money. Nah, sucker born every day, but not here. I'm the sucker. Oh my gosh, bro. Your brother was on here. It's been forever, bro. I know a lot. I forgot how many people I know in the industry. I love you. This is crazy, right? So cool we all get to hang out. Who likes hanging out together like this? But I gotta shut water off to this toilet. I gotta shut water off to this faucet. I gotta shut water off to this water heater. I gotta shut water off. And too many people are quick to go. I got a meter key. Okay, the customer. This is what we're saying. The customer only wants a fill valve. I can shut water off at the street, but the customer didn't know that they could shut water off at the toilet or at the main because they didn't know that, so they didn't know to ask for one. Because they didn't even know. How many people have you been like, hey, have you ever used your shut off? And they're like, oh, I didn't even know what that was, or I've never seen that before, or I've always wondered what that is. I was blown away when I first got in the industry and how many people would say, I didn't even know what that was, or I didn't even know that was there. I always wondered what that was. How many? Am I the only one? Like who else? Oh, we're 3 away. We are 3 away. Oh, I hope nobody else gets on. Oh, gosh, we're 2 away. I didn't think you guys would do it. We're back to 3 away. Okay. Okay. $50 Visa gift card. I want to do it. Alfonso Perez, you can make it happen. Oh, we're there. Oh, we're there. We did it. 60. We did it. $50 Visa gift card. Okay, here's what I want you guys to do right now. I want you to go down the list, and I want you to count up, and we're going to do 2 entries for everybody on. We're going to do 2 entries. Don't you leave. You got to be present to win. So hang tight, everyone. We're going to do this gift card right now. Right now. Right now. Not like later, but right now. 40. Yeah, we got plenty of people. Let's get them all in there. I'm going to say 18. So actually, Facebook did the heavy lifting. So double entries for Facebook. So just go down the list. Everyone that's commented. So comment. You better hurry and get your comment in there really quick. If you want to be in the drawing, you got to have at least 1 comment to get in the drawing. Anytime, Trevor, you're in. Gooden, you're in. Josh, you're in. Chris McGann, you're in. No, Chris McGann, you missed our meeting the other day. You're out. Jeff, you're out. I'm just joking. I just want to say, you're out. You're fired. You're toast. You're gone. Still hit share, Trevor says. Dude, Trevor's about to be an ambassador. Did we get Trevor anything? Trevor, you want a merch pack, bro? I don't know who Trevor is, but I want to. Trevor, you want a merch pack? All right, we got a $60 vape, and the more you comment, the more entries we'll do for. I mean, we're gonna do just the entry, but if everyone in the comments can get entered, count these up. Chris Fresh is amazing. People think you know. I think they can put that last name together. April, they know you're my wife. Fresh Force. Okay, third point. While you guys do this, they're gonna calculate all this stuff up. They're gonna put it into the drawing. Tyler, there's a randomizer. If you do a spreadsheet, you got it. You're gonna do it. Okay, we'll do the randomizer. We're gonna do this giveaway here in just a minute. Jeff cheated. Jeff cheats all the time. I invited 100 people. John Gabriel, my man. JB, the man, the myth, the legend. I invited my grandma to this for $60. I invited my $50. Let's not get carried away, everyone. Let's not get carried away. Bro, I was one of your first rebranding, and you didn't even get my hat up there, dog. Dude, I'm gonna do a show. I've got your shirt right now. I need more gear from you though, like a shirt I can wear, Jeff. We'll get that on there. Okay, let's break this down. I want to walk you through how I do it now. Okay, so I walk to I get to the home. I do the little beepity bop because I'm 5'6". I have to step up sometimes to see over the counter. And then we get into the little bathroom, and I look at the toilet, and I go, hey, look, tell me a little bit about it. Ask them a bunch of questions. We go through the whole thing. Don't worry, the drawing's still coming. They're calculating it right now, but I might as well give you guys some value while we wait. Might as well teach you how to make money while we give you money. So basically go in, talk to the customer, build a relationship. Huh? We hit 70. Okay. Well, while you're doing that, if we can get to 80 while this is happening, I will double the gift card. We'll do 100. That's the only right thing to do. What did I say? 50 or 60 people? Okay, so and we're at 70? Okay, so we're going to 85. We get to 85 while they're doing this. If we can get to 85 before we do, I'll double that gift card. So we went $50. Now we're going $100. Why should I do a hat? We should do a hat contest. Who's got the best looking hat? Me? I'm just joking. What? No, I'm not joking. Okay, all right. Let's this why here. So, and if you want to put in the comments, everyone, to let people know that we're in the middle of a drawing. We're doing a drawing, and they're calculating it right now. They're going ham over here. They hate me, by the way. They're like, stop raising the gift card. More people are getting on here, and they're wanting to win the gift card. Okay, looking fresh. Jean Short, what up? Fresh. What up? Okay. What's it connected to? So here's how I do it. I go into the customer's eyes. I talk to them. I build a relationship. I start asking them questions about their experience with the toilet, whatever. Ask them what's going on. How old is it? How long they lived in the home? How long they've spent in the home? I kind of want to know 3 things about the age. I want to know how long they've experienced it. I want to know how long the house has experienced it, and I want to know how long the earth has experienced that house, meaning how old's the house, how old's the toilet, and how long have you lived in this home with that toilet. That's kind of the 3 things I want to know, because I want to know like the history of all things, their experience with it, along with everything else. Then if they were around for a previous repair or replacement, I'll ask them some deeper questions about that. So we'll dive through all that stuff, and we'll get there. We're at 71, man. We need 14 more to double that gift card. But anyways, we kind of go through all that, and then from there, I'm gonna bring some things back up and say, well, look, you mentioned earlier, blah blah blah, so whatever. So I might mention something there. Now I'm gonna go, okay, look, in order for me to work on this toilet, and here's the key, I'm still at what's broke. Like in our phases, mentally, I'm still at what's broke. So I'm taking this phase 3 of what is it connected to, but I'm not talking about those things until the 3rd phase. So just keep that in mind. But I know mentally, that's how I'm going to approach it. So I already know my conversation is coming down the road. I already know that I'm going to go through the home. I'm going to make sure that everything works. I'm not going to have any problems shutting anything off because I don't want to be the mechanic. Offer them 7 options over the course of 7 different problems, making them make a ton of decisions. I just want one choice moment where they go, okay, here's your choices. Pick one. You only got to make one decision. So I know all that's coming. So I'll simply go, okay, look, I got to turn off water to this toilet. Have you ever used this shutoff? They go, I've never used that shutoff. I go, okay, no worries. Can you show me where your main is? I'll just use that. They take me to the main. The main's trash. No worries. I've got a meter key. Now, if it's an area where you're not allowed to use your meter key, I'm not telling you to break any laws or any codes or anything like that. This is what I would be doing, depending on where you're at. If you're in Mississippi, David White, if you're watching, you can just do whatever you want. They don't even have meter keys. Just joking. They do. But anyway, so I go out there and I do my thing. Now, I'm going to come back to the customer and say, hey, look, your angle stop doesn't work. No big deal. Or I didn't want to use it because I don't want to cause a problem today. I don't want it to leak. Usually when they sit there for a long period of time, they can leak or just not work, and I don't want to cause an issue. But if you ever need to use it, you might want to do something about that. We usually recommend a quarter turn. Sometimes I'll go from that angle stop or that emergency stop or that straight stop or whatever it is there at that toilet, and I'll go to the main. The main's a quarter turn, and I'll compliment it. I'll say, oh, this is what you want. This is a great main. This is exactly what you need. Your toilet is a gate valve. This is a quarter turn. I'm going to recommend maybe something with that, so if you ever need to use it. And I make a comment like that, and they go, oh, no, you know what? I'm really worried about the toilet today. I'm going to say, okay, great. Let me do this. I'm going to give you a price to rebuild that toilet. You mentioned you didn't like that toilet. I'm going to give you a second option to replace the toilet. And then I'm going to give you a third option for the future and just let you see what that angle stop would cost so you know what they cost. And then if you ever want to do it, you ever want to deal with it, call me again in the future. And I'm probably not making all these little gestures. I'm doing that because we're on here, but you get my point, right? I'm in the home like I'm flying a plane, like I'm directing a plane. I'm not doing that. But I am talking to that customer and telling them exactly why and what I'm thinking, looking at, feeling, wondering. I'm asking these questions. A lot of it is question driven. 80% of it is question driven. Easily 80%. Oh, David White is on here. Dude, that's David. Now you're going to think I make fun of you all the time. I don't, bro. Just most of the... What do plumbers think about shark bites? They don't. I'm joking, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Look, I know there's a group of you out there that love them. I don't know if you guys knew this. Shark bites are they are rated higher than sweated copper in some perfect scenarios. But I don't like them. I don't like them, man. It just looks like anyone can do it. I don't know really. Where's the craftsmanship? I'm not a fan. Shark bite. I'll tell you what I'm really not a fan of, and that's every other brand of knockoff shark bite, man. Those are even worse. Now, some people are like, Gusto said, I like removing them. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like, I know that I get the joke. I like removing them. I like when other people put them up. It keeps me in business, but I don't like them for anybody. I will tell you, though, it's important to ask questions. Me and Kyle Kazmarek from Plumbing Tech in Cleveland, Richfield, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. We ran a call one time. Very first call I ever ran with this guy. And I led the call, and I get in the home, and I'm like, it's my first time running a call with him. And I kind of got in my head a little bit. And dude's a Marine, pretty strong, way taller than me. I wanted to impress him. So I went in. I came in strong. And I was telling the customer about all of his shark bites and just saying, hey, you know what? I don't really, these aren't really the best. These are kind of do-it-yourself stuff. A lot of times, like Handyman will use these, and you have a lot of them. You have a collection here. And he was getting a price for a tankless. So what I was basically saying to the guy was like, look, if we're going to do your tankless, let me just rip these out. Like, let me just there's like 8 of them right here. They're all right here. I could just cut all these out. I'm going to have to cut most of them out anyways to do this tankless. Like, it's no big deal. I got you, dog. Like, I help you out, sir. You look like you're in a bad spot, and I can take that problem away from you. What I didn't know, what I was unaware of, what I didn't ask was who installed those shark bites. I wish I had of. Sure wish I had of. Because he did. And he was proud of it. He hated me. You have all the names. You have all the names. All right. You did double entries for Facebook? Oh, we got a wheel? We got a wheel? Can we show the wheel? Probably not because it's on the wrong computer. That's all right. Spin the wheel. Let's just spin it. Let me see it. Let me just see it real quick, just so you guys can see. Look, man, this was on the spot. I put my team on the spot, so they did this wheel. Oh, take away the graphic real quick. They did this wheel. So you're on there. That's you. You see it. That's you right there. You see yours? Whoop, right there. You're on there. Okay. Did you put me on there? No. Well, I'm 0. Like at roulette, I'm the house. I'm house money. If I win, I'm just joking, y'all. What? That's jank. Okay, did we get to the 85? Nah, we dropped a little, man. Some people are like, man, I'm not waiting. This guy's trying to teach too much. I don't want to hear this crap. I just want to see if I can win. All right. Let's go. Spin it. Let me see it. Spin it. And maybe, the name, I think the name will pop up. Who is it? Shauna Dobbs from that's Mr. Potty. That's Mr. Potty. Shauna. Oh wait, Shauna. The irony. You're a little. See, we're about 8-second delay, 10-second delay here, and you're a little spin that wheel like demand, and then you had already won but didn't know it, and now I'm like, you owe me an apology. Big whammies, no big money, no ways. Okay, let me give you guys this secret point. Don't put it up yet. Let me give you the secret point. Congratulations, Shauna. You deserve it. Shauna. And we're going to do that a lot. I hope you guys watch the show. Lost him at Shark Bites. They wanted to do shark. I was saying negative things about Shark Bites. How could I lose someone on Shark Bites? You stop listening to me because I don't like Shark Bites? Hey, that's the world we live in. The fix is in. He said the fix is in. I'm like Tim Donahue. It's funny. It's crazy. She won $50, but I had $30 at 20-1 odds in Vegas that she would win. See how this works? I just won $600. Shauna said, yes, push, pull, stops, gotta go. Oh, dude, push plastic. I was like, you know how much plastic is keeping homes from flooding? The world is, at least North America for sure is being saved by plastic. Who do I need to get into contact with to possibly get into coaching? Look, if you guys want information about our coaching program, go to info@theplumbingsalescoach.com. We got some really cool stuff. At the end of the day, what we teach you do is give your customer a better experience so you can maximize more revenue when the call comes in. We teach your company how to stay in front of that customer long term so you get the lifetime value of that customer. And more importantly, the biggest thing we teach you how to do is to create raving fans, to actually give your customers an experience to where not only are they getting their plumbing fixed, but they absolutely enjoy and appreciate the way that it went down. And that's the magic. There's a reason why people pay more at Disney World. There's a reason why people don't go to steakhouses and question the pricing. There's a reason why some people just don't go to steakhouses. And maybe I don't want those customers. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm here to provide an amazing service. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. That's why we do this show. Like, dude, this show, I'm funding all of this. I'm funding the free giveaway. We don't have sponsors. I don't have anyone giving me money. And if you're a sponsor, you can reach out to us, and we're probably going to say no. That's not the goal here. The goal here is to impact the industry. I want to serve. I want to provide an experience. And so we put on the best show we can. We have really expensive equipment on here to do this show. And again, I'm just saying that I want to be an example. Like, I want you to see. Everybody's like, well, this guy's just whatever. I don't know what people's opinions are. We all need to get over ourselves a little bit and sometimes listen a little bit more. We can all learn. I'm learning every day. Man, I'll tell you, I geek out on people. My whole team, my whole plumbing sales coach company team, we have about, I think, I'm going to mess up, 12 employees or so. We had a team of 12, and we did these personality assessments, and I created I geeked out on ChatGPT one night, made a bot, and made this whole anyways, we did them all. We learned each other, and we're so much better for that. Like, we're able to learn each other better and work together better. It takes time, but it takes investment. All right, think about this. What's broke? What is it? It's the fill valve? Is it the cartridge? Is it the faucet? Is it the flapper? Why is it broke? Is it the water condition? Is it the age of plumbing? What about the age, the water condition, the water pressure, the age of plumbing? I couldn't think. And then also, what about that customer? What if they had change in life situation that makes you out there now? Like, they're having a kid, so they want a bigger water heater. They want to go tankless because their daughters are getting older and they're taking longer showers, or whatever the thing is. You got to get to the core of that and understand the why behind what. Because if you understand the why, then you could solve more problems they didn't know they have, because you're the expert and they're not. And they wouldn't know to look for these whys because it's an iceberg. They can only see the top. So think about that. How many of you owners have put that thing out there like success, and then it's the top of the iceberg, and you don't see all the hard work? Well, the customer doesn't see all the problems going on in their plumbing. They would have called you before the fill valve failed. Emergency rooms exist because you can't always foresee. Emergency plumbing exists because you can't always foresee. It's broke because they use shark bites. Love the commitment. Look, if Chris McGann says fresh definitely examples what he preaches. Yeah, Chris, I've been working with you for a minute, bro. And I'm really proud of what you're doing out there in Cornwall, New York. I think I said Cornwall, Texas last time or something, right? Cornwall, New York. Solely landed on the Hudson. Just not that far away from you. No, give me that hat. The hat you guys wanted to bring on the show earlier, the Canyon Hills. We got stuff people breaking. I got someone on here just popped on. Brother, give me that. Canyon Hills. It was right there. You just handed it up to me. Tyler had it. While they're looking for that, while they're fumbling around for that, there it is. And I got a couple more. This is the only one I have right here right now. But look at this, my man. I got you, baby. You're right here. Canyon Hills. Cali Temecula. You love Sully. I do love Sully, man. Dude made a decision. Dude was right in the moment no matter what. And then he proved them all wrong. What's up, brother? Always good to see Jason Carroll, man. It's always good to see that group, man. The Grahams, the Carrolls, the Enrights, the Cisneros. Good group of humans, man, right there. Plumbers to the core. Service plumbers. Back in the Wild Wild West, they was doing it. What's up, Justin Michael? Good to see you. Okay. Look. Flash it up there. I want you to think about this iceberg a little bit bigger. The toilet's not the only thing sitting on that iceberg. And this is the thing. I've thought of a million different ways to explain this. And I've probably tried them all. But this one really sticks with me. What's broke is what you can see, but why it broke is what matters. And look at that house sitting on that same. Why do we only see the toilet? Can someone tell me that? 92% conversion rate. That means that man is solving 92% of the problems he comes across. That I respect. Sean, I think the show is Everybody Hates Chris. Patrick Fulton was congratulating Shauna over on YouTube. Dorinda was congratulating. Dorinda said 10% tax on that. Owner gets a little small. No, she didn't say that. My company is Oakland Park Plumbing in Fort Lauderdale. I'm in talks with your office about coaching. Look forward to meeting you, sir. Fort Lauderdale. Hey, you know what I did in Fort Lauderdale? That was Fleet Week in the Navy. That's all I remember. I was there, 100%. He said usually that's where the sewer lines start in the home. Yeah, they go through icebergs. Larry says Chris stands behind the program. Yeah, and Larry's scary. I had to, Larry. Like, I would have just told anyone else, well, too late, sucker. I got your mic. I couldn't do that with Larry. Larry's from Texas. He's like 6'3". Probably 6, my guess. I was just doing what was right because I had to, sir. I value my legs, not my reputation. Best coaching program ever. David, you haven't been in any coaching programs. You're in Mississippi, bro. They don't even have coaches down there. I appreciate the compliment, but I'm just joking. I love you, dude. My favorite. I went, all right. We'll end the show. I got to tell you guys this funny story. I promise we'll end the show. This is hilarious. I went down to Mississippi, Tupelo. Look it up because I know you never heard of it, but it's real. Tupelo, Mississippi. It's kind of like what the name would be in a TV show for Mississippi, Tupelo. And I went there. We ran calls. Tupelo's bigger than you might think, though, believe it or not. But anyways, I ran some calls there. Me and David specifically ran this one call. And I'm running the camera, and we've got a backed up line. I can't remember everything exactly, but we had a backed up line, and we're running the camera. And as I'm running the camera through the backyard, out of their house, in the yard. So think about this. This is their main sewer at this point. Their main sewer. I see a branch line coming in from like the neighbor's house. And I'm like, what's that? David's like, oh, it's Mississippi. So what? Say that again? He said, no, just keep going. Just keep running the camera. So I run the camera out more. I find the offset. I find the belly. Actually, I think it was a belly. You can correct me, David, but it was something. I found it. We went past a little bit further. I think it was a belly because I got past it. And then there was another clean out there. And I marked the spot, found the spot, whatever. I come back inside and I go, hey, it's right here on your property near the fence line. He's like, oh, it's on the school's property. The customer goes, oh, it's on the school's property. And I said, no, it's on your property. It's right here on the grass. He's like, no, that's the school's property. I said, no, sir, it's right out here. And he's like, yeah, the school. And I said, no, right here by your shed. And he's like, yeah, the shed's on the school's property. I said, but your fence? And he's like, yeah, it's on the school's property too. What? He said, here we go. That's what happened. And I would like if, I want to exaggerate the story, but why? Why? Don't need to. So I cleared their line, then I door knocked the neighbor and door knocked the school. I'm kidding. I didn't. I didn't. They had a verbal contract. He was responsible. They all worked it out. I don't know. Wild stuff. They did I don't know. Only in Mississippi, brother. My wife's from Mississippi. I met my wife in Mississippi, Pascagoula, Mississippi. Guys, I love you. Remember, we do this thing because we want to help you get better. We did diagnosing tonight. We're going to do value stacking. That's my favorite topic. Value stacking. Value stacking is the close of clothes, man. You don't need to say the right thing. You don't need to get anyone to do anything. You don't need to be like, who wears the pants in the family when they want to talk to their spouse. What you need to do is show them value and then give them a reason to say yes to more. That's what you need to do. I'm not going to teach you how to sell. I'm going to teach you how to give some stuff away for free. And you're going to be like, whoa, I'm not giving nothing. Okay, let me break that down for you in the next session. But I'm telling you, when I go to Walmart, when I go to Best Buy, when I go somewhere and they give me something for free, it ain't free. It's baked in. But if I buy enough, they can change it from retail to wholesale as far as the pricing margins on the back end, the less exciting stuff to say to the customer. So it's like, hey, Mrs. Customer, if you buy 12 sodas, I'll say the other 12 at wholesale rate because the margins of the volume and the COGS. Could you imagine putting all that on a little like sales card? You can't. So you got to be like, hey, buy 12, get 6 free, or half price on a 24 pack. Like that's what we're out there buying. It's not all like 12% off the first $10, 8% off the second $9. In fact, I got a video. It went viral. I think we're going to play it right now, but it summarizes this whole thing. They had no idea it was coming. You're going to love it. It's Mattress Mac. And it's one of the most genius value stacks I've ever seen in my life. But it was done in the form of marketing. And if you're watching this right now, you can strip down what this man did and apply it to anything. You can apply it to birthday gifts. You can apply it to anything. You got it? Let's roll it. Who's heard me talk about Mattress Mac from Houston?
And if the Astros win it all this year, your $4,000 plus mattress purchase is absolutely free.
The guy's a genius, man. He said, okay, look, I have two choices. I can give you 10% off, $900. How many people is that moving the needle for? So he says, hey, come buy a mattress, and if the Astros win the World Series, we'll refund your money. Now, that's 100% off. So how many of you now think people would run down there and buy that deal?
We did. We would, yeah.
So Mattress Max takes 10% of the sale, and instead of discounting it back, he wagers it in Vegas. If the Astros lose, he turned a 10% sale into a monster. And if the Astros win, he wins millions of dollars from Vegas off other people's bets. Basically what he said was, hey, here's a mattress, here's 10% off, but I'm keeping your money and betting it on the Astros for myself, and I'll give you your money back if I win. How many of you buy that deal? No, you hate that guy. That's what he did. So what's the lesson? It's all about how you communicate it. It's all about how you communicate it. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next episode. I hope you join us. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss any more episodes. Reach out if you want coaching. Sounds like some of you already are. We're pretty full, so be patient with us, but we want to help you. We want to serve you. More importantly, we want to impact your community by teaching you how to serve your community and everything, not just plumbing. Have a great night. If you want more tips about marketing, sales, and business, type subscribe in the comments and get alerts about future shows. Also, check out our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and other major platforms. Thanks again for watching The Fresh Approach.
Fresh.